Hi everybody and welcome to Tea Tuesday, and the host is Life with Patty and Kathy's Favorite Things. I'm just shutting the ring light off. I don't think I need it. Yes, I am drinking sweet tea, and here it's diluted down. I've had the flu for several days now, so it's diluted down. But I get up, get dressed, paint on my face every day, put a happy face on, and just keep going. That's all you can do. I don't want to lay around. I just want to keep on keeping on. So I got my sweet tea in here. And excuse me, you can have hot tea, you can have cold tea, you can have formal tea, you can have informal tea, whatever you'd like to have for a beverage. It started out with tea, hot tea or cold tea, but now everybody has done their own thing with whatever they want to drink. And you can do whatever you want. You can color, you can chat, you can do a craft, you can do essentially whatever you want during tea time. Everything will be in the description box below. You want to use all lowercase letters, Tea Tuesday with a hashtag. And please go over and support all the ladies and gents. I started this book, Brenda Ganett. This is a wonderful, wonderful book. So let's get started. And we have snow again today. Yep. Let's not talk about it. Snow like every other day. We still don't have internet here. So I'm doing everything on my phone. No deleting, which I don't delete much anything. So if there's any bloopers, you get what you get. So here we go. The Southern Glossary. Isn't this just beautiful? Look at that. And this is Brenda here. I've gotten both of her cookbooks. Her son has a book out, and I'm going to purchase that. I have not purchased it yet. It is stories, and I can't wait to get it. It's a good Christian family. Okay, here we go. Bacon dripping. The grease that produces from fried bacon. Blue John, skim milk. Boiler, a large stock pot with a lid. Concoction, any dish I invent. Cracklings, the fat of a pig, sometime with the skin on. Crumblies, the good bits of food on the bottom of the skillet. Deep fat frying. Frying food in a deep skillet that is half full or. Dinner, lunch, the midday meal. Do you guys say lunch or supper? I was brought up suppers at supper time and lunches at noontime. That's just the way I was brought up. Leave it in the comments below how you were brought up and what you use today. That's still what I use today. Don't divorce the salt. Don't divorce the salt and pepper. Pass the salt and pepper together. Goodies, the extra stuff on top of the cakes and pies. Grace, the blessing before the meal. Light bread, white loaf bread. Pot liquor, the juice from cooking vegetables like turnip greens and rutabagas. Slather, put a lot of something on something. Slumgully, never heard of that. A dish with everything but the kitchen sink in it. Solid grease, shortening. Soaping, holding your biscuit in your hand. Gathering all the gravy on your plate with the biscuit. Supper, dinner, the evening meal. Sweet milk, whole milk. Very interesting. Now, this is Brenda Ganett. Right in the middle of her cast iron skillet, it says white lily. She's a big white lily flower. She loves to use white lily. Now, that might be the flower down south, but a lot of people up here use King Arthur. I'm a big King Arthur. I love King Arthur flower. Okay. Chapter 1, Me, Mama, and Papa. Memories by Mama and Daddy. Oh, look at the linens. That beautiful. Can't tell if that's a soup spoon or a teaspoon, but it's nice and silver. Very pretty. Now, when I have soup, I have to use a soup spoon, but it has to be a Pacific one. I'm very picky on that. Me, Mama, and Papa. I can't do a recipe book without talking about and giving credit to my mama, Flo, and daddy, Cecil. All the grandchildren call them me, Mama, and Papa. My son, Dallas, holds the honor of giving them their names, seeing as how he couldn't say grandmother. My daddy worked at 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift, so every day when he went to school, we didn't see him again until the next morning because he was already gone by the time we got home. But my sweet mama, this is what she said. She would always fix a big supper for all of us we would eat. Then she'd take a large platter from the cabinet, pile it high with all the supper food, and wrap it in foil. Get in the car, kids. Let's take Daddy his supper, she'd say. We'd drive across town to Hunt Oil Company in Tulsa, Alabama. He had a big office as a shipping clerk with all kinds of adding machines, carbon paper, typewriters, and plenty of clean white paper. We kids were in hog heaven. He'd let us explore whatever we wanted. Mama knew that the meal was more than just food on a plate. She planned a time for her babies to be with their daddy. How nice is that? That is so nice. He had to work to support us all, but she made a way to have family time. We would stay at least an hour drawing pictures on carbon paper, adding on the adding machines, typing notes to each other on all the white big trucks full of fuel, would pull up on scales beside a sliding window for Daddy to weigh them and give drivers their shipment orders. Even though Daddy worked until 11 p.m., he always had breakfast with us before we left for school. That was our family time. Mama always would fix a big breakfast. Biscuits, grits. I've never eaten grits. I don't even know how to cook grits. I don't know anything about grits. Somebody needs to teach me that. Eggs and meat. Squirrel, bird, rabbit, salt pork, fat back, or bacon. Daddy was a hunter, so wild game was often on the breakfast table. Mama would soak the wild game in salt water overnight to pull out the wild taste, she always say. We had a tiny kitchen table where we'd all sat. It held my parents, my two brothers, me and my cousin, who Mama and Daddy raised after Mama's sister passed away. 6 of us around the breakfast table. We were squished up like stuck grits in the bottom of a bowl. But you know what? Those were great times for our family. I bet it was. If we wanted something out of the refrigerator, one of us would have to get up and move to open the refrigerator door. People would say, love grows best where little houses you know. Oh, that's cute. I was a skinny little girl, and Mama and Daddy were always trying to get me to eat more. I would see Mama butter a biscuit and sneak it on my plate when she thought I wasn't looking. Mama was an excellent cook. She would make the tallest, biggest cakes you ever saw. She didn't tell us everything that she put in her cakes. Mind, have you ever looked or tasted as good as hers? Let me see here. Okay, let's just read this one page. In the summer, Mama would get on one side of the bed and I'd get on the other. We'd spring into action and make all the beds in the house. We'd work so fast as a team. Nowadays, kids wallow in their beds all day, but we'd get in trouble if we even sat on hours before night rolled around. We had hardwood floors. Mama used that old-timey SC Johnson paste wax on them. When we came home from school, she'd make us put on slicky socks, throw a towel on the floor, then she'd have us stand on the towel and start shining the floor. Sometimes we'd get a running start and see how far we could slide down the hallway. Now that sounds like fun to me. Mama was something else. She was really, really a lot of fun. My parents got married when Mama was 17 and Daddy was 23. They had it hard at first. One of the stories Mama used to tell was about the time they lived on the farm in Pickens County, Alabama, right outside Carrollton. That was just before I was born. Her sister Dot was going to come see her, and Daddy had planted a big turnip green patch and had some potatoes stored under the house where it was cool and dark. Sometimes potatoes will turn soft and mushy, but they'd still good to eat, Mama said. She peeled those taters before her sister got there so that she would know how poor they really were. My daddy was a patter. He would always pat your hand or arm and say, "Now you all come back now." Daddy didn't like anything that had tomato sauce, like spaghetti, meatloaf, or lasagna. If Mama ever cooked that, when we had company over, he would always apologize and say, "Maybe next time you all come, we'll have something good," but it was good. He didn't like it. Daddy also had a day job. He owned a little service station. It was kind of like a service station and grocery store. They sold bologna that came in a long tube, sauce meat that came in a long container, cheese from a big round circle, hoop cheese he called it. He also sold soda crackers, penny candy, penny bubble gum. Every day around lunchtime, workers from around town would come there and get Daddy to slice them some meat. Oh, I bet that was so good. They also get some cheese, crackers, hot sauce, and a cold drink. Now that's my kind of lunch too, although I'd like a little mayonnaise with my bologna. Oh, I want mustard, please. Mama sold so many pieces of candy and penny bubble gum in that little store. She got a whole set of bubble gum china. I don't know what bubblegum china is. If anybody knows what bubblegum china is, please put it down in the comments and let me know. One piece at a time. I think of them with a warm, thankful heart. Their picture rests on their fridge in my kitchen where they so often ate with their precious feet under the small kitchen table. I miss both. Mama passed away at 85 and Daddy at 92. Wow, and they worked hard. That was an old age back then. I would love to be patted once again by my daddy's hand and talk about Jesus with my mama. Mama knew that the meals was more than just food on a plate. Clockwise from the center service station small grocery store, owned, rubbed by Meemaw, Papa washing silken silver queen corn. Oh, that's so good. Meemaw making yeast rolls. Brenda enjoying biscuits. Okay, this is Papa. Oh, sorry. This is Papa down here. Oops. Papa down here. This is Meemaw. And this is Brenda up here. I'm sorry, don't have anything to poke with. But there you go. Isn't that nice? Mama knew that the meals was more than just food on a plate. You got that right. There you go. So next week, we start the good stuff that everybody's been waiting for. We're getting into the recipes. Ham pot pie, and then the little kitchen wisdom on the bottom. I hope you all liked Brenda Gannett's Gonna Be Good, y'all. This is a great book. We'll see you next Tuesday for Tea Tuesday. Thank you. And if you're not subscribed, please hit that bell because you never know what's going to be on my videos. Have a great day. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.